Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be discovering your purpose is a process. Now, why would I say that? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just click your thumbs and instantly, right in your mind, your purpose would pop, it would resonate in your heart, you'd feel good, you would know it was your true purpose? Well, for most people, that's not how discovering their purpose tends to go. And the reason being is just judging from all the people, the thousands of people I've interacted with and helped over the years, and what I've done in my own life to discover what my true purpose was, is that most people don't spend a lot of time thinking about their purpose. And the key to realizing your purpose is to learn to trust your heart and your feelings. It's like Steve Jobs said. He said, you have to follow your heart, your curiosity, and your intuition, because they somehow already know what you want to become. I mean, think about it. I mean, the reason why you focus on what you feel and what's in your heart is, like, I know from my own life, because when you start pursuing something, you know, if you're an entrepreneur or you're just a success seeker, on the way to achieving your goals, I mean, I've got a client that is looking at spending the next decade basically in college to become a veterinarian. And that's just one example. I mean, that's a decade-long goal just to get his degree. I mean, like, what if he wants to start his own business? It's 10 years just to be able to get in the game, and then it may take him another 5-10 years to develop a successful business where he's got his own practice. So it could be 20 years down the road before he realizes his goal. My point of bringing this up is that on your way to achieving your goals, like every business I've ever started being an entrepreneur, you don't know when it's going to really take off and work out. Because when you start, it's just an idea. And then when you start working on it, that idea becomes clearer. But I mean, when you're in year 2, year 3, year 4, and you really don't have it, you've probably spent tons of money and spent umpteen hours working on a project, and you still are thinking to yourself, I'm no closer to realizing my goals or having a viable business model than I was when I started. But it's in those moments when you're frustrated and it feels hopeless and you think, what would I do if I could do anything else? And you come up with, there's nothing else that I love more than this. That's why it's so important to focus on what feels right and focus on what your heart tells you to do. And like I was talking about earlier, for most people, they've never really spent the time to get in touch with their true feelings or what their heart tells them, because 9 times out of 10, people went and got degrees or went to college or learned trades, and they did things that they either needed to do or they felt like they should do, as opposed to what was their real, true, burning desire. And the reason that you got to choose something that's a burning desire is, if you're going to be an entrepreneur or a success seeker of any kind, it's in those dark moments when you're thinking, no, this shit's fucking hopeless. It's never going to work out for me. I'm never going to get that type of woman I want in my life. Or I'm never going to become a millionaire in the internet. Or I'm never going to become a millionaire in real estate. Or I'm never going to become an entrepreneur or an author or a movie producer or an actor, whatever it happens to be. It's when you have those dark moments when you're frustrated and it's like, it just looks like there's thousands of days out there and there's no hope, no inkling that you're even close to realizing your goals. It's just out there. It's in those dark moments that the only thing that's burning inside you is your purpose. You're like, you know what, fuck it, I love doing this. I'll continue to do it free. Because people, all of us have become good at doing things that we absolutely hate, but we do them because they pay the bills or we earn a living or because we're good at it. If we can motivate ourselves to do something that totally sucks, think about how much we would motivate ourselves to do something we really love, especially once we're able to start getting paid really well for it down the road. Then all the struggle becomes worth it. Because we know, the bottom line is, if you want to feel truly alive in life, it's not going to be doing something that earns you a big paycheck just because it earns you a paycheck. If you don't have a passion for it, you're never going to be great at it. And that's why you got to choose something that you have a passion for. And like I'm not going to go into it, but I've got a client here who wrote a really long email. He's one of my phone coaching clients. And he works for a defense contractor, and he makes really good money. He's an engineer by trade, and so he's using what he went to college for, but now he's at the point where he's realizing, I don't have a passion to build weapons that kill people. As a matter of fact, because he's at the point now where he's fallen in love with the woman of his dreams, and for the first time in his life, he's experiencing a great, amazing passion, loving passion in his relationship. And this is something he hasn't experienced before. And so, what just a few short months ago was a career that he was content with. He was making good money, and everything was great. He was traveling around the world. Now that he's in love and his life and his relationship is going so well, he's going, wow, this job that I was content with is really, it's only a 6 or a 7 and not a 10. And so now he and I have been working together over the past month to really focus in and drill down on what his purpose is. And so what you're going to see here on, if you're watching this video on my website, is this email that he wrote me. It's a lot of stuff. He obviously spent a lot of time writing this stuff and thinking it through. But when after I had this phone coaching session with him the other day, what we realized was that these were really just methods to potentially help him achieve his purpose. And when I asked him what he's into, what does he read? What types of websites does he go to? What types of television programs? What kind of articles does he read? And he says, I love to read about holistic health, holistic medicine, healing. And he's just got an insatiable appetite. I said, that's where your passion is, because you're doing that and you're not getting paid for it. I said, that's where you want to gravitate towards. You want to gravitate towards what feels right, not what you think. I said, do you have a burning desire to be a farmer? He said, no. And I said, that's the key. It's what you have a passion for. I said, you don't know enough yet to know what you're going to be doing, what your passion is. We know you're narrowing it down to things that you're passionate about, obviously. And then one of the other things that came, he says, when I was asking, what do you really, truly love you do for free? He goes, well, I love soccer. He was almost embarrassed to share that with me. I said, well, you love sports and you love health, and so maybe it's some kind of consulting. Maybe you learn this stuff and you apply it in your own life. You become great at it. You become some kind of consultant to professional athletes or professional soccer players, or it's maybe being a soccer coach. And using these things. It's a process of discovery. And I said, once you drill down and you'll know what it is. You'll feel it in your heart and your core. It'll bring fucking tears to your eyes. When I think about the things that I have planned in the future and that I'm going to bring to you into the world through my website and my other businesses, it moves me to tears. It's something that it shakes you to your core. There's no doubt about your purpose. You know it. You feel it through and through. And so it's a process of getting there, because most people have never really spent the time to do that. So if you find these messages of value, you can show your appreciation by going to the Wibia toolbar, which is at the bottom of your screen, or bottom of the website, I should say, if you're watching this video on my website. Click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value that you received from this video or the article that you're reading. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking either the Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, or Twitter social sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibia toolbar. If you got a question that you'd like to ask me, you can summarize it in a few paragraphs, or if you got a topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video newsletter, you can do it by clicking the Contact Me tab at the left-hand side of the screen, and give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response. And if you'd like to become a paying phone coaching client of mine, you can click the Products tab at the top of the screen and just follow the instructions there for booking a paid phone coaching session with me personally. And I will talk to you soon.